welcome to Strategy with Sally. I am your host, Sally Sparks Cousins. I'm your automation nerd and in-house lover of sexy, sexy numbers. I hope you have had a fabulous weekend, and welcome to everybody joining us live. Today, we're going to be talking about a marketing strategy that I've been using for years inside a Facebook group, and lucky you, I'm actually recording a lesson for my academy today. So this is actually going to be converted into a lesson. So if you're one of those lucky ones who are here right now, you are going to be able to watch the recording of the actual lesson for our program. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can actually use Facebook groups and be able to track it as a marketing strategy. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, but I just post in all these Facebook groups and I'm not getting any traction. And it's because you're not measuring it to find the right amount of Facebook groups. You see, Facebook has so many, like Google, I should have Googled it before this recording to find out how many Facebook groups are out there. And what I see a lot of you do is go into your niche Facebook groups. Agree? You head into your niche Facebook groups and you're posting and you're either getting blocked, banned, or your posts are being deleted. Now, the reason for that is because those niche groups, a lot of them are run by people just like you. They are trying to make money. They're trying to grow an audience. They're trying to serve their audience. You wouldn't like it if somebody went into your group and just started advertising, right? So it's not always the best option to head into niche groups. Now, there are exceptions where you can go into niche groups and post, and that would be those that say you're allowed to post on certain days. Or maybe it's not run by somebody who is actually trying to grow a business. The best way to see if someone's trying to grow a business is see if there's a Facebook business page attached to the group. Have a look at the admins of the group and see when you click on their profiles, does it look like they're an entrepreneur, somebody trying to grow their group as a business, so that you can choose the correct groups to be posting in. So what you want to do is think a little bit outside the box. Where can you post? Well, I highly recommend that you look inside of Facebook and look for the words like notice board or community center. Think about the community centers in your local area, and you're allowed to usually walk in and pin a flyer up on the wall requesting for help or research or potentially a job or a business opportunity. So if you zoom in on Google Maps to just Geelong, where I live, the amount of suburbs that you will find in the Geelong region is huge. And that is just in my one little area. Now expand that statewide. How many towns and then how many suburbs within the towns? Now let's expand that countrywide. How many towns and how many suburbs within those towns? Now let's go to all the English-speaking countries and do the same. Can you see how when you start to think just about community boards and notice boards, there's a lot of them out there? Back when I used to use this as my main marketing strategy because I had no money, I had thousands of groups. And by the time I got through my list of thousands, I would be back to the start again and it would be months later. Okay, so that's the first thing, is think a little bit outside the box. Second thing, still go to your niched groups, but check who are the admins, or is there a business page attached to them? or check the terms and conditions of the group and see whether or not what time they're going to allow or days you're actually allowed to post in those groups. And there are some paid community groups as well where you can pay to post. And I'm in a few of those as well. But you honestly don't need to when you do this right. Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. I call it the 10 by 10 Facebook challenge. Okay, with this challenge, what you have to do is you have to join 10 Facebook groups a day. It doesn't have to be any more, but I don't want you to click join, and you've got your 10, because everything in Facebook is speed kills. Okay, so pick one little area and you will get a list of people or Facebook groups to join, and you will join them slowly. And I'm going to show you in a moment how to do that well to slow your roll. The second one is get your post ready. So if you're in our program for your message mining part of the program, what you will have is a script that we give you to use to post for research purposes. Have a couple of different types of images, okay? But I want them to be stop the scroll type images. If they look generic, if they look like every other image out there, I always like to choose something a bit funny and quirky. Like if you're doing a research project, don't just have a pen and a piece of paper, right? We want to stop the scroll with that image. And then, of course, use the copy that we give you inside the program. Now, the second thing you want to do is then start posting in these groups. And I only want you to post in 10 groups a day. Now, let's times 10 by a week. That's 70 groups. And I need my calculator. 10 by 30. I mean, it's really not that hard, but that's 300 groups that you have posted in a month. Now, if you miss a day, you cannot get back your 10. And I have timed myself to search and join and post. It takes approximately 30 minutes to 45. If you were a bit slower before you get into the flow of things, it could take you a little longer. That's a pretty decent amount of time. Not a decent, like it's a short amount of time for you to do that, right? Would you give up 30 minutes of your time to start to find Facebook groups that you can start to attract your audience in? Now, here's the cool part, is the tracking. Now, if you're listening to this, you're going to need to come and find the video because you'll need to make your own Google Sheet just like this one. But we have a Google Sheet. And our community members, guys, you get this sheet, okay? This is actually part of the program and we've made it up for you. But you've got some examples here of Facebook group names, how many people are in the group, if you've posted on them. We put notes in here and then we've got what's happening inside the group. And then also we have dates. So usually along the top here, you will write what promo it's for. So if you're launching, write what launch you are advertising for. If you're doing your message mining, put it down as message mining. So you'll have one that is definitely for message mining, and then you'll have one for each of your different launches. Now, this is how we actually look and find groups and add them to the sheet. So past the example here, we've actually got the group sheet for you here. We go to Facebook and we're going to search. Let's search for notice board. And let's just do Sydney. Okay, now that's really broad. We probably need to go even deeper into suburbs. But you can see here already we've got, look at all these notice boards. Okay, and then what you want to look for is number of members, and then usually it'll tell you how many posts a day that the group actually has. Okay, so 10 plus is good. These are nice big groups. You can see The ones that I've got visit next to, I've already joined them. So this is how we make it really slow. First, we find our 10, but we don't join them straight away. So on a Mac or a PC, I think it's Command or Control, and we click on 10. So we open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we've got our 10, and it's not showing here. Let me just show you. We've got our 10 that have now popped up. Let's just fix this little window. So for those that are listening, I'm actually sharing this on screen. So you'll see along the top here, we have the 10 groups opened in all different tabs. Okay, so now we've got our 10 open. In another tab, you'll have a Word document open that you will copy and paste your text from. So to begin with, we'll click Join on the first group, okay? And then I'll join the group. Then what I'll do is I will copy the name of the group and I will come back to my spreadsheet and I will paste the name of the group first. Then I will come back and I will grab the URL at the top here and I'm going to copy the URL. And then on that cell, I'm going to right click on the cell and click Insert Link. And then I can click Insert Link and paste, Command or Control V to paste and apply it to that cell. Now when I click on it, it will load directly into that Facebook group for when you come back to it in years to come, right? Okay, so now that's done, then what we want to do is we go to the People tab, and then at the top here, we copy the amount of members in the group. So we click Copy, and we paste the amount of members in the group. Now, if we want to, we can write some notes, and then in this column, we say there's a couple of different things. One, you have applied to join the group, and you are awaiting group approval. That usually happens first. Okay, so we can't actually post in that group yet. Once you've been approved into the group, then what you do is you can have that admin approval. So it means that admin, you've posted now in the group, so you've put your post up, but it says admin needs to approve this post. So we change it to that. The next one is you go to post in the group and it just automatically posts. That means that it's automatically posted, right? So now what you have is a group that you know you can post in. Well, you believe you can post in most of the time. The next one down here is if the admin declines your post, you would put declined post, which means these people don't like us advertising, and then I would just put a strike through that group. The next one is admin approved post. So you went into awaiting post approval, and now they've approved your post. So you now know that this admin doesn't mind if you post in that group. And then the final one is you might click back on the link and you're no longer in the group. It means the admin has kicked you out. So you can click kicked out, you highlight that and you stick a strike through and we don't go back to that group. So once we have an approved post, so one of these are an approved post, we then over here in the name of your promo, you put in the date. So whatever today's date is. And every time you put a date in, it adds a number at the top here. So if I go and put in my 10 groups that I've done today, well, that's not really today's date, you'll see the numbers start to add up here. So your goal is to grow by 10 that you're able to post in every day. Now, as you go and join the groups, you're not always going to get into every single group that day, okay? Because what will happen is sometimes the admins might take a long time for you to get approved into the Facebook group. Okay, so go to some of the groups maybe that you're already in and do that. Now, once you start getting replies inside the group, if we come back to the spreadsheet here, you'll see some examples of what I've done with notes inside the group. So this one, for example, in the notes section, I've got this group I have to pay to promote. Okay, this group says I can only post on a Wednesday. So I make sure that I'm always posting on a Wednesday. A hot group means I'm starting to get replies inside the Facebook group. So people are now commenting on my posts. All right. So now these are hot groups. Groups where you're actually getting leads and they're turning into conversations and then they're turning into email addresses and potentially customers. Okay, so this will be what you work on, this spreadsheet, joining 10 groups a day. And to make sure that you go really slow, and I need you to really hear this part so you don't go to Facebook jail. You will go to the group, you will join one group, you will update the spreadsheet. It takes a little bit of time to update the spreadsheet. Then you will find a group and post in that group. Then you go and do it again. And then you will update the spreadsheet with the results of your post. Was it approved straight away? Did it go straight to admin? What happened? Okay. Then go and find your second group and do the same thing. Go and join, add it to the spreadsheet, fill in the details, then find a group to post in, update the spreadsheet. And as you do that, what it allows you to do is be slower. Okay, because the faster you post, the faster you join, the faster you message and send friend requests and all the things inside of Facebook, speed kills. It's going to send you to Facebook jail. So slow your roll, do it slowly, but your goal is join 10 Facebook groups every single day and post whatever your promotion is, 10 groups every single day. Now you can imagine once you've got thousands of groups, it'll take you a really long time to get through those groups. I mean, it's 300 groups a month. Over 12 months, 300 times 12 is 3,600 groups in a year. Now, some of these you're going to get kicked out of. Some of them you won't be allowed to post in. And some of them are going to be hot groups. It's like any funnel. We start with a really large list and it slowly filters down to a really small few. Now, in regards to how you actually have these conversations, I suggest you go and check out the If I Would You strategy. It's the strategy that I teach on how you can have conversations that are actually meaningful and be able to turn those conversations into leads. So that's in a previous live stream, or for our paid people, it's inside the program for you on how to actually have conversations in the DMs and also inside of Facebook groups. Now, a second tip for you, if you do find a hot group or a group that you really, like, that your posts keep popping up, also what you want to do is find a small handful of groups that you can be a really great contributor inside of. Because inside of Facebook groups, the way in which people see Facebook groups is actually determined based upon the way in which you interact inside of the group. So, on your news feed, just out in the big wide world of Facebook, on your general news feed, the more people in which you react with and talk to and like posts with, the more you are going to see their posts. So you want to not just put up promotional posts, but also contribute, make comments, like, and just post. Things like, I love to do, a gratitude post. Everyone loves to comment on a gratitude post, or, what book would you recommend? Insert your niche or topic. So people will start to comment on your posts. And then when you're inside the Facebook group, if I just take you into a Facebook group over here on the screen, I'll just jump inside one of our smaller Facebook groups here. So inside of a Facebook group, what happens is the Facebook groups here always default, it's a Facebook thing, to most relevant. And most relevant means that you're only going to see the most relevant posts based on your interest or those people you interact with, okay? People have to specifically go in and change it to newest activity first. Now, if you remember the day when people used to write bump under a post and it would push the post to the top of the group, that's what newest activity does. It puts the most recent post with any comment to the top of the group. And new post is in chronological order of the actual physical post itself. So to ensure that you get seen, you want to be a contributor inside of that group as well. So when you find your hot groups, the groups that you love to hang out in, you love to share your knowledge in, and it could potentially be a niched group. If, like I am in the Keep group, the Kajabi group, and sometimes people approach me in those groups to ask for help. The reason for that is because I'm a contributor inside of the group. So therefore, they're like, oh, this person knows their stuff, right? So it is what I like to call pound the pavement marketing. It's going to take you time. But if you don't have the money for marketing right now, it's a great strategy. I never, ever went to bed until I did the 10 by 10. And I also collected 10 new emails a day as well. So you can imagine at the end of the month, that's 300 new beautiful humans who are interested in my help. Now, this is a strategy for you to move forward for your message mining when you're running launches for your live challenges, okay? And if you're taking up the 10 by 10 challenge, let us know inside the community. Share your wins in the wins Slack thread as well. But for those out there in the general public that are watching or listening to this, send me a DM. Let me know how you're going with this strategy. I can't wait to hear from you. So hopefully that's been super helpful for you. You've enjoyed this episode. And for those inside the program, you've enjoyed the lesson. Go ahead and